Hello guys, welcome back to episode 8 of the RJB Let's Play series. Last episode we were working on the trains, and that's what we're going to continue this episode. Between episodes, I went ahead and finished up all the sturdy casings, and also the obsidian. Like if I were to just throw it down right here, like when it comes out of there, it just goes through and then goes in here. So it's no issue. Whoa, that looks weird. So it just goes in here normal. So there's no issue with that. So that's fine. At some point, whenever we set this up permanently, because remember these are just temporary for now, we'll probably set it so that the extra obsidian just comes out and goes back in there, so that it just crushes all the obsidian. That's probably what we'll do eventually, but not worried about that right now. Also off camera, I went around and leveled all the land in the base, and also replaced it with grass. Now anywhere there was blue sand, I dug all the blue sand up that was like within the wall. So if it's outside the wall, like out here, that would still be blue sand wherever there was blue sand. But inside the base, I dug all the blue sand up and then filled it back in completely with dirt. And I'll like overlay here the what it looked like when I had it all dug out, like all the blue sand dug out. I took a little video. I'm gonna overlay that over this video. But that's what I did. I just leveled it all, so it's all at the same level now. And then the blue wool is all like the level of the grass, and then the green wool, which is the buildings, is like on top of the grass. So I did that off camera, and then I also came over here, and if you remember, the track was going through our farm, so I just went ahead and moved the farm into where the greenhouse would be, which is right here, so that it wouldn't be near our track. So that's done, and then that's all that I did actually off camera. I also got all the stuff that we're gonna need to make the mechanical or the precision mechanism thing. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna work on setting this up this episode. So let's get this going. So we're gonna start with that. We're just gonna run it off of this unless it can't run it. If it can't, then we'll instead we'll go set another one up. But for now, we're just gonna plan to run it off this. Okay, place that wrong. So we're going to start by putting our conveyor down. And the 3 machines that we needed were all deployers. So we're going to get our deployer set up. Oh, one higher, one higher. Yeah, right. So there's our, whoops. Oh, whoops, it's placing them upside down. Silly, silly. So we need our 3 deployers, so we can break that. And then down here we will need a chute, and we will have an energy condenser going into that. That'll be for the gold sheets. And then we'll come up here, we'll have a chute on all 3 of these with a energy condenser. And this will be cog wheels, small cog wheels, large cog wheels, and then iron ingots. And then it will come out of here. And we can actually make this one shorter. No, we'll leave it. It will come out of here, and we will have a couple options of where things will go. So we will use a brass tunnel. Now the reason we're using a brass tunnel is you can filter it. So we will need a couple of things coming out of here. We're going to have to break our wool again. So this one, so there's 3 outputs that we need. We need outputs for the finished product. So that'll be this, the precision mechanism. Now also it has to go through a couple of times before it's done. So we'll need an output for the incomplete ones, which can be over here. And then we will need an output for, we'll do the completed ones here actually. Then this output, sometimes it generates random items. As you can see here, it has a 20% chance of random salvage, and that'll be like andesite ingots and things like that. So that is what this exit will be for, and that'll be random things. Now what you can do is you can filter stuff on here. So we'll add filters after we get one, but we don't have one right now, so we can't filter it yet. But what we can do is go ahead and set up this chest here, which will just have an andesite funnel. It just collects items. And then we'll also have a chest here. That'll be an andesite funnel. Now next, what we will need is we will need to take this. Come on now. Game, let me place it how I want to. It's real picky about how you place these. And what this will do is it'll come down here. And it'll place those. Oh my, it's always placing it wrong. And what it'll do is it'll take the ones that aren't completed and it'll come and bring them all the way back around so they can go through again. So that's all this will do. Is that, okay? So now what we have to do is we have to get these spinning. So let's see if we can just simply do that. Nope, that's spinning the wrong way. Probably want to break this. Alright, so we'll replace this. Let's get that. We're going to work on getting this figured out before we go about having it spinning. So what we can do is we can put this gearbox there. And then we can get our gear shifts and our levers. Okay. Oh, wow. Get that off the track. We can put a shaft in here. So that one's spinning the correct way. So we do not need a gear shift here. Do need a gear shift here. And we turn it on and now it's spinning the correct way. Now we can take a gearbox here. Spin this one. This one's spinning the correct way. Spinning the correct way. Put a gearbox here. Whoopsie. Did not mean to place two. Okay, so we can see that this one will be spinning the correct way. So we can put that there. Now we can take this one. Actually, this one will not need to terminate in this. It'll need to terminate in something else. Possibly. For now, we'll just leave it turning it into this. In my testing, I did have issues with sometimes when that side of the belt got full, they would come this way, but I'm not sure we would ever run into a situation like that. But we'll have to see. If we do, then we'll change it and we'll just have another brass funnel here and it'll just send the items back. The ones that aren't complete or the ones that are supposed to go into this chest. Okay, so now we slap a gearbox down here. Alright, so now everything is flowing the correct way. So what we can do is we can come over here. We can go, we'll do these chests first. Oop. So we need a cogwheel in this one. And we're going to use a diamond, which might be a mistake, but it'll be okay. And then we need a large cogwheel in this one. We'll use another diamond block. When this is set up permanently, we'll have like collectors on top. But as you can see right here, I mean, the train tracks are full and there's still a lot left. So for now, we don't really need collectors on top. That would just be something to make it look better in the end. But for now, that's not really necessary. An iron ingot here with another diamond. And then the golden sheets right here with a diamond block. So, oh, we didn't ever pile our top one. So as you can see, it splits it. It just splits it. So for now, we can break this. What, is it make anymore? No, okay. So we can we'll just let it go for right this second. We'll pick these up. So I actually forgot to power the top. Who would think I would do something like that? Alright, so what we'll do it kind of simple. We'll just go like this. And we will have our belts go like this. And there. What? It's overstressed. Oh no. That's not good. So apparently we have gone past the ability of this water wheel. I'm assuming. Maybe we can tap into this water wheel. So what I'll do for now is I'll just come over here and turn this off. That way I can use it on this side. So what I want to do is go back in here. We'll just use a gearbox to move it somewhere where there's not so we'll just move it all the way down here. Oh, we probably need that torch. Probably go the other way with it. So what we'll do is we'll just use a gearbox to bring it here and then here so that there's nothing that it'll hit. And then we'll come out of this and we'll connect this to this. And for now, that'll be okay. Now let me come over here and check something real quick. If I put this back, will it still work? Okay, so it can power both sides. All right. So now that should be everything that it needs. These should all have their item. So now if I place these, what we'll do is we will place these. We'll just throw them on this belt. Alright, so now these should go around. Okay, now let me get that. So we only want this to come out this side. So there it goes. It's coming out the correct side. So it's, uh-oh, the middle one's not running. Oh, I didn't add this. Okay, now all of them should be running. So if you were to pick one of these up, say like this one, give me that. You'll see that it says what's next. So it needs an iron nugget next. So if I toss it back on here, right here, it won't do nothing to it until it gets its iron nugget. So whoopsie. So we'll throw that there. And then we'll come over here and we'll toss this whole stack back down. But you see how it's getting jammed? We might start running into issues with it getting jammed. Yep, we have. So you see it sending things this way already. So I think once it gets through its initial outburst of golden sheets, it should catch up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut away. I'm going to let this run for a little while now that we have it set up and let it complete the ones that are already here. I'm not going to add any more gold to it because as you can see, it's already out. So I'm just going to let this finish until we can get the mechanical or precision mechanism pieces. And then I'll go ahead and craft the train control because you can see the recipe right here. It's pretty simple. And then we'll come back and I'll show you how that works and what it does and why you need it for the train. And then we'll start messing with trains. So I'm going to cut away, wait for this to finish, and then I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. This finished with all the precision mechanism things. We got 27 of them. While I was waiting on that, I went ahead and set up this to be automatic in terms of the lava. So let me hop up there. Got a lot going on now. A lot going on this little thing. So what it is it's called, you get an achievement for it. It's called tumble draining. And then also the other one is we got one for precision mechanism. What you do is you put lava in here and it takes it out. It puts it on here. It dumps it in here and then it empties the bucket out and the buckets come over here. So that's all that is. I just powered it off of the pump. So we got that finished. I'm going to go ahead and refill it with lava buckets real quick. So the other thing is I went ahead and crafted the controller, which is right here. That's how I crafted it with the precision mechanism thing. The other things we have are the train casings, which we've already crafted before. I crafted a train door, which I'll show you what it does once we make a train, which is just a door and a brass sheet. And then I also crafted super glue, which is how you glue your trains together. And that's how you craft it. It's easy. The super glue has a EMC. Oh, the train door does too. Let me go ahead and... The controller and the train casing do not though. So let me slap these lava buckets back in here real quick. And then I'm going to go over there and show you guys a little train demonstration. So those are in there. Oh yeah, you can see. So it just comes out, dumps it, and then it flips it back out. So that's pretty cool animation. So we're just going to run over here. And this is the train we were working on. So remember, you can right click it to change this thing. So we're just going to make one out of cobblestone real quick so I can show you guys the train's stuff. So we'll just do a little something like this. Just something super simple. And then we'll come up here and we'll slap our controls down. Boom. And then we can add a little... I'll show you how the door works. So you put the door wherever you want it. So like that. And we'll frame up the door just cause. Alright, then what you do is you take your super glue and you go from the top upmost corner to the bottom downmost corner. There you go. Get an achievement for that. So then you can go assemble train. Uh-oh. I think this is mounted correctly. Maybe it's got to be glued independently. Okay, maybe that's it. Fortune controls bot needs to be mounted on. 1 second, guys. I'm gonna figure this out real quick, and then I'll come back and I'll show you. Okay, guys, I figured out what the problem was. So forward facing, So the way this was, if you remember, it's had green right here and blue right here. So technically, in the eyes of this thing, forward is that way. So that's all I had to do is face it that way. So now you can see what the train door does. When it's parked at the station, the door just opens, which is pretty cool. So now in here, you can go in here and name your train. So you can name it to whatever. So like, we'll just name this one Test Train because that's what it is. All right, you can name the station. So this is we'll name this Test Station. Just so. All right, and then you can disassemble your train, which we're not going to do right now. All right, so now you can get it here, and you can control your train. Oh, with the arrow controls, just like this. I'm not sure how to switch tracks to get it to go down the other ones. I'm being quite honest. But yeah, that's how you do this. Easy. So there you go. So now when you're going into station, you can see at the bottom it says hold space. Boom. Arrives at the station. Oh, whoops. Shift to stop controlling it, and then you can get off your train. So that's the basics of how to make a train. I'm gonna go ahead and now what we'll do. Oh, I left the stations over here. So what I'll do is I'll show you guys. I'll set up another station. Oh, we can just take this whole chest. We'll just move all this stuff over here. So you can like set up a station over here, and we'll just call this entrance, because that's what it'll be. And then come over here and we'll hop on. So you can leave this. So it says departing test station. Uh-oh. Hold up. I think let me remove this. Station at idle. Call it a test station. Alright, so what you should be able to do is you should be able to drive the train here. So we'll go up to it. Alright, so it's not telling us that we're stopping there, so I'm not quite sure on that. Alright, so we're at this station anyway. But what you can do is you can use different stations, and you can get an animal and you can put down a seat, which are these. They're easy to craft, just wool and a slab. And you can get what's called a train schedule, and which is crafted like this. And you can just set a schedule and you can give that to the animal that you have sitting on the train, and that animal will use the schedule to go back and forth between stations. So real quick, I'm gonna cut away. I'm gonna get all that stuff because I gotta go find an animal, and I'll come back and I'll show you I'll show you how to do that and what that involves. Okay, I'm back. Oh, threw my pick on the ground. All right, I'm back. I went over there into those fields and I managed to find 2 pigs and 2 chickens. I bred the pigs. I bred the chickens too, but I don't know what happened to the baby chicken. But I got 2 pigs. So I got this pig right here. I'm gonna take him up here. To place your seat down, you're gonna want to make sure your train is disassembled. You're not gonna be able to place it. And you saw those green particles that came out of this. The bubble for the super glue, which I do not have on me anymore. Anyway, the like area inside of it, anything you place to it gets added to the super glue. So all you do is you drag your animal, and once it gets across the seat, it'll be onto the seat, and then you don't have to deal with it no more. Like it just goes on there itself. So the station we had put here for testing, I've moved over there. Whoa, we're changing our excavating thing. So I've moved it over there. I think I just left it as a base name. So what you do is you reassemble your train. Then you just gonna want to take your train schedule, and you're gonna want to put you want to send it to the track station. That's what that over there is called. And then you just take that, and we're gonna hop up here. We're gonna ride with, and then we just ride on over there. I also added the track that goes this way because we can't go this way any other way. So as we're here at the station, now, as you saw when we were approaching, this here's arrow is pointing that way. That means this train station will only leave going that way. Say this arrow was pointing that way, we would not have been able to come to this train station through this direction. Like the arrow would have it would have said invalid destination or something like that. So it would not actually, it should pop up and try. So this train station will only leave that way. So that means this is not going to go to another destination that way. Therefore, if we hop up here, say we hop up here and we drive it back to where we're going. So we're going to drive back here, and this is the piece I added right there. You can see I added it so we can use it. So you want to turn the train. So see, when we're coming through, it doesn't say space to hold. So once we pass it, we can now hold space because this train station is facing that way. Therefore, it only works when you're coming this way into it. So that's how train stations work. So therefore, say we were to take, give me your thing. Say we were to add to, once it gets over there, to come back over here. All right. Whoops. Let me get up here. So we add that. So he's going to easily go over there. No problem. He'll drive us over here. And into here. Also, you can use any animal or a blaze burner for this. So see, now we're here. Okay. So there's nothing wrong with that. But see, it says no suitable path to the next destination because this train wants to leave going that way. So you would need it to loop around somehow. So that's how the issues can come up with trains. I'm sure there's a way to fix this. I haven't really tested it. I don't know if you can put multiple stations or anything like that, or if there's a way to make it go both ways, but I would have to test that. But for now, that's the basics of how you have the animals control your trains. You can just set it, and you can set it to loop if you have them going in a loop. So like going to stations that are connected, you can loop it. You can also, give me your schedule, buddy. You can add a whole bunch. You can skip, so make it go to the next stop, current stop. You can have it loop forever. There's those things you can configure. This train is not going to go back to where it came from on its own. It'll need me to drive it back over here, or there to be a loop for like the loop that goes around that connects back to this side of the train station for it to get back. So that is something we will have to consider, and I will have to look into to see if there's any way you can change that. As of right now, I do not know. So what we're going to do, if we're going to actually break this train station, and then we're going to drive this guy back. Uh-oh, I cannot see. I cannot see. So I know once we're past this, I need to go that way. So you just use the arrow or the WASD to drive the train. That's all you use. So once we're past it, then we can go back forward, hold space to approach, and we're here. So now let me test this real quick just to see. All you do, see, you can change the way the arrow's facing. I wonder if there's a way. I would have to look into it to see if there's a way to make it go either way. But really, that's the basics of trains. You can have them drive. You can drive them yourself. Driving yourself, it doesn't matter. You can go whichever way out the station because, you know, you're in control. But that is the basics to train. I'm going to go away, and I'm going to actually quickly look up and see if there's any way to make a train go either way out of a station. And I'll come back and I'll let you guys know about that. And if there's not, then we'll have to plan out how we're going to have our trains drive themselves. If we're going to have them automatically go into those bays or not. It's no big deal. We can just always be like, we're going to drive the train ourselves. It doesn't really matter. But I'm just going to look it up real quick, and I'll let you guys know what I find. Okay, guys. I figured out how to get trains to go both ways. So let me run after this train. So basically what I did is that on the train, I put controls on both sides, right? And at every stop, there's just two stations, one facing one way and one facing the other way. So you have the station going in at the back. So there it is. And the station going out is at the front under this one and this one. So however long your train is how far these would need to be apart. Or you could just put these two beside each other and put the stations right beside each other. That would work too. It doesn't really matter how you do it. But you just have the stations wherever the controllers will be. See, so we're at that station and we're about to leave. So once he gets there, I'll show you. Once he stops at the next station, I'll show you. So there's there's 4 total stations, but on this there's only 2 stops. So storage in and test in. Now the one that is in is the one that has it facing that way. So this is storage in, right? You don't see anything about this one, which is called track station, or the out one over there, because they're not needed. The train just knows, hey, there's an out station below me, so I can go that way. So it uses this station, even though it's not docked at it, to go to the next one. So it'll use this station to go to the test station. So if I give him this and I hops on here with him, after a short amount of time, he will leave and he'll go to the next station, even though we were docked at a station that was going the opposite way we were going. So the way we are going to use this is anywhere where we have the need to go both ways, we would just have two stations. Most likely what we will do is we will put this station, and then right behind it we'll have the other station, the one that goes the opposite way. And then we'll just have our two train stations right beside each other here. That way it looks a little better. You can even have them on opposite sides. They just need to be facing the opposite way. So you need to have one arrow going that way, one arrow going this way. But this, like, nearby completely solves... We'll put this in here. I keep some tracks in here in case I have to do this. And I'll keep deleting there. But this solves our issue that we were having. This is the only way that I could find out to fix this, which is fine because it fixes the problem 100%. So every train will just have two train controls on it. One facing one way and one facing the other way. And then we'll just have two stations beside each other like this. They can be further apart or they can be closer, but they need to be under where the controllers are. And that'll allow us to have the trains go both ways. So now with what we were going to do this episode is we were going to start designing trains, but everything else took so long setting this up and stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to push back designing trains to next episode. And we're going to instead go ahead and go in here. And this is my backpack, by the way. And we're going to go ahead and set up this digital miner. That way, while we're, nope, I want you to place this. That way, while we're designing trains, and then, remember, we're going to use whatever design we come up with for the trains to design the base. So, while we're designing the base and designing trains and stuff, this can go ahead and start digging. Since this is going to be the entrance to our bunker. So, this is going to be... digital mined. What this is going to be is the shaft to get into the bunker. So we'll just run some power over here. We're probably going to have to turn our reactor on, but we won't do that right this second. So all we want this to do is dig in a config radius of 1. Minimum, we'll have it go down to a negative like 50, I guess is a good spot. Maximum, what block am I standing on? 63. So we'll have it come all the way up to me. So inverse mode on, yes. And inverse mode will just make it mine everything that's not filtered. So there's no filters, so you need to turn inverse mode on. All right. And we do not need silk touch. We do not need auto eject can be on. So then auto eject's nice because that just means it'll automatically output items into a chest. Did not mean to get that many chests, but I think this is the one that it automatically chooses to eject to. All right. So now we should just be able to turn this on, and there you go. So it doesn't have very many to dig, but it'll go ahead and dig them. See, it's kind of slow. It doesn't have any upgrades yet, and it's not auto ejecting. So where do you want to auto eject to? Where is your chosen place? Probably this port then. All right. So now next episode while we're designing trains, and then the episode after while we're designing the base, this will be running, so that's nice. This is not going super fast. We should probably start upgrading this too. So let's get a pink matter. I think we're going to need a magenta one too, aren't we? I don't think you can directly upgrade it. I think you have to follow the things. We're going to need this to go fast too. Yeah, okay, so we need a magenta matter as well. We may not have enough. We do not have enough EMC. So, oof, now we do. This has been running a lot because I've been doing a lot of stuff on the base. And also we got a lot of EMC from all the blue sand I dug up. So I'm just going to upgrade this one, because this is kind of important. I still have no solution to the reactor dumping. It says has the whole reactor inside of one chunk, but this whole reactor already is inside of one chunk. If I just pull up the chunk boundaries, see, there's the chunk boundary here, and this is the back. Like, the back is along the chunk boundary, so maybe at some point I move the reactor one block forward, but other than that, it's already completely inside the chunk boundary. So I really don't have any ideas on what could be the issue. Next we're going to upgrade these EMC ones, because this is just, we'll do this at the end of every episode. Usually we're probably not going to have this much EMC, because usually I won't have AFK, or I didn't even AFK. Usually I won't have done as much as I did in this world off camera. So we're probably not always going to have this much EMC. But let's put some of this back. Let's get, we'll put another one back. So now how do we get the next matter? We need pink fuel, which I'm assuming is just magenta fuel. Hold up. Uses pink fuel. Oh, it's only 4. So pink fuel. Get a bunch of that. We'll put that up. And then we have pink matter. And purple is the next color. So let's save the purple. And purple is worth 14.42 million. Let me put that in there. So now that it's going to be generating purple matter. Oh no, these take a long time to break. I'm not sure why they chose to do that. Okay, so now we are on purple. A purple one of these generates 2560. Let's go collector. We were at pink, which was 640, and now we're at 2560. Huge jump. That is a huge jump. All right, so now we should be flying away in there. All right, so this should start going a lot faster too. So that's all for this episode. Like I said, next episode, we're already out of power. So I'll have to run the big reactor. So I might sit here and just have it go ahead and dig the shaft. That way I can show you guys the shaft next episode, so I can show you what it looks like. And we could talk a little bit about bunker at the beginning of the episode. But at the next episode, we're going to design a train. I'm going to probably off camera work on some in a test world. Probably not this world. And then, or I might build one in this world and just come back and show you guys. And then we'll edit it a couple. We can move these train stations around and build a couple different ones, like one there, all that kind of stuff. But we'll do that next episode, design trains. And then the following episode, we'll pick a train design and we'll start designing the base off of it. So we'll start with the entrance over there and we'll just do walls first. And then we can do buildings. And that's how we'll design the base. But for now, that's all for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. Please remember to like and subscribe down below. Hit the notification bell to get notified when I upload. Upload every Monday and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm thinking about adding Stone Block 3 when that mod pack comes out. And that'll be a Wednesday upload. I had a community poll, but I think I've decided just to do it on Wednesday. It'll be at 5 p.m. Eastern Time as well. But until next episode, that's all. Please enjoy the rest of your week. And I'll catch you next time.